next tip is a very useful one. It's about object pooling. It's a method that you can reuse game objects in Unity. So let's see how it works. I've opened up a project in Unity, and inside my project I have a game object called poolers, which I created all my object poolers inside. So if I run the game once so that you can see what the game is about, it's a fast-paced two-player kind of like football shooter or something, and that's an AI that is playing with me. And the purpose is to shoot this ball. Yes, shoot the ball into the goal of the opponent. And you have like different power-ups and things like that. And as you can see, the things that are spawned on the screen, like ammo and health and things like that, are used as poolers. So if I take a look at ammo, for example, I have a script called object pooler, and this script is taking a pooled object. So if I take a look at my project here, my project files here, I have a pooled object called ammo2. So this is my my ammo object that I created as a prefab among my objects, and the amount that you see here is the amount of objects that I create in the beginning of my scene. So before my scene is loaded, like in the wake method or in the start method, I create these objects, but I don't use them. I just wait until I need them, and when I need them, I call the object pooler, and the object pooler gives me that object, and the script that need the object will activate the object that it has got from the object pooler. So I take the ammo and I activate it, and when I'm done with it, I deactivate it and I send it back to the object pooler. Let's take a look at the code of the object pooler. This is my object pooler. I have a public game object called pooled object, which is the object or the prefab of the object that I want to create, and the amount is the number of objects that I want to create at the beginning. I have a private list called pool list, that is the list of the game objects of my prefab. In my start method, I create a list of my pool list, a list of game objects, and in the for loop, I create that amount, like 1, 2, 10, as much as I need, of that object, of the pooled object, and I will just add them to my list. So I have to remember to deactivate them because I'm not using them. I'm just keeping them for when I need them. And the script that actually need that object will call the getPooledObject method. What this method does is it looks into the list of pool list, and if it already has a game object in its list, so disable the game object, it will return that object. But if it's not, it will actually create another object and deactivate it, add it to the list, and then return it to the script that needs that object. So imagine that I need like 3 box of ammos in my game, and in the beginning I set the amount to 3. So I already have 3 in my pool list. And when I run the game and the ammos are spawned randomly in my scene, I will see that, oh, I'm going to need like the 4th ammo box in my scene. And when these 3 are already in my scene, I need a 4th one, and I send that request to my object pooler. It looks in the list, and it will see that I don't have a deactivated object. What should I do? It will create another ammo box and it will add it to the list and it will return that object to the script that needs the ammo box. So from now on, the amount of ammo boxes that I have in my scene are 4 instead of 3. And that's how the object pooler actually works. And to pool an object and to reuse an object is much more performant, especially for the garbage collector, because when you create an object using the instantiate method and you destroy it, it actually relieves traces in the memory. And as your game progresses, if you're like on a mobile device, this memory might fill up without having an actual object, but you're filling the memory, but there is no object. So remember, if you have a situation where you need some objects to be created and destroyed rapidly, like bullets or things that are spawned randomly in the scene, remember to always use the object pooling method so you won't run into memory issues after.